Alright, welcome back to the channel. This is going to be the second video of the day. I've been wanting to make this video for a while now, just never got to doing it. But I want to go ahead and there's going to be 8 rulers next season. The Grand Warden is coming, so I'll probably do a video on the Grand Warden once he is released. But we have 7 rulers here, and I want to go ahead and read over what they do and then give you guys a tip based on what they do. So starting with the Royal King, his is Royal Commission, so if you lose the round, you can gain anywhere from 4 to 8 bonus elixir at random. So in my opinion, the best way to play Royal King and be very, very useful early game to push into late game with higher star troops is look what your opponent is running, and then by default always try to lose the first round. That way you get an elixir advantage over everyone because you lost, so you're getting bonus. And if the opponent you are facing the next round isn't really doing anything, go ahead and lose that round too, because then you will have all this elixir to hopefully build up the synergies you want and get the cards down to the highest star level you can before mid to late game comes around. Because if you're going against Spirit Empress, she's already going to be farming elixir, and if you're going against the Echo, I forgot what her name was, you want your synergy to probably be Assassin. That way you can get into that backline and hopefully take out her Echo before it gets a chance to start doing real serious damage, because if that thing gets to 4-star, you're pretty much already lost. Alright, moving on to one of my personal favorites is the Spirit Empress. She's got Fusion Foresight, so what she does is every time you merge, you get a bonus 1 elixir off that merge. So when you typically would get 1 elixir for like a 1-star merge to a 2-star, you get 2 off of her. So it becomes really good to merge things, sell them, because then you can build up, all this elixir and then have a very, very strong late game with her, where it's really hard to lose if you play her right. My tip with her would at least have a level 1 goblin synergy with her, so either Goblin and Dark Goblin. Demolisher I really don't like, even though he's really good. But always have at least 2 goblins down, that way each round you're gaining merges off goblins with that, so you're getting all this elixir, and then late game you can just get rid of the goblins altogether and then throw in some things you've been benching. So either you can go Undead, which is really strong with her, especially if you can just start building up a king on your bench and a giant skeleton on your bench while you're going through early to mid game. Clan is another very strong one, or I believe it's Juggernaut to get that healing ability, so you can go with Monk or Knight or Valkyrie and then go with Clan at the same time, so you can get all those bonuses of health and regen. Spirit Empress is still a very strong ruler inside of Merge Tactics. I see her more often than not compared to some of the others we will be going over later in this video. And before we move on with the next champion, I do want to remind you guys that I have signed up for the Supercell Creators Program. I am on my journey to becoming a verified creator and hopefully someday obtaining a code inside of the game. So if you guys want to make and see that happen, make sure to like the video, subscribe if you are new, and comment down below what is your favorite ruler or your favorite synergies inside of Merge Tactics. Here we do have the Goblin Queen. She is probably the one I've ran the most prior to the Echo being released. But she's got Greener Grin, my bad, excuse me. So she counts as a goblin. So if you want to run full goblin synergy, you only need 3, which means you don't have to run that Demolisher, even though he's really, really good and at the same time really, really bad. So you could run Goblin, Goblin Machine, and Dark Goblin, and she does count as your 4th goblin now. And what she does is every time you destroy an enemy troop, there's a 33% chance of you gaining a random goblin. So if you get really, really lucky with her, you could have all your goblins 4-star by late game and be unstoppable. I like to pair her with Assassin since I'm already running goblins, so I will be able to hop that back line and spend most of my elixir on trying to get my champion up, and then I could throw in either an archer or a musketeer for the I believe it's ranger. To get that distance, tile, damage. So she's really good to be paired with some of the more expensive traits to go with. Alright, up next we have Elixir Long, the Dragon Man himself. When he was first released, I still kind of run into him like, in today's matches, but it's not as often that I do. But he's got Endless Spring, which gives you +1 elixir per round and a +1 team size. On paper, that sounds absolutely amazing. In theory, it's really not as good as it seems. Sure, being able to have 7 troops every single game against people who have 6 is really good. But now you gotta account for it, now you have to spend extra elixir to get a 7th troop up to par. So an easy tip with him is early game, spend low. Just go for 2 or 3-star troops, don't worry about 4s and 5s and stuff like that. Trying to stay cheap, that way you can start building elixir early game, because late game is where it really matters, and he doesn't really shine late game unless you get really lucky early. Alright, next up we have the Battle Machine here. His ability is Master Builder, or Building Master, and he brings one random 1, 2, 3, 4-star building into battle in rounds 1, 3, 5, and 8, and you get -1 team size max. So now you're down to only having 5 troops, but these buildings are absolutely busted, especially if you can get... Okay, so let me explain how this works, because it may sound a little confusing with the random 1, 2, 3, 4-star. Round 1 is a 1-star. Round 3 is a guaranteed 2-star. Round 5 is a guaranteed 3-star, and round 8 is a guaranteed 4-star. So the main buildings you're looking for between your 2s to 4, or for 2-stars, you're probably wanting your Tesla. For 3-stars, it's either your Expo or your Mortar, and for your 4-star, you absolutely want Mortar or Inferno Tower. Expo's super duper strong, but it's also got an 8-second time up, like cool or charge up. So if you can make a battle last 8 seconds, then your Expo is going to be the reason you win. But realistically, half the time battles don't last that long, or the Expo just gets taken out altogether. My tip with him is run the beefiest front line you can with maybe with 1 or 2 ranged troops, but you want your front line to be a tank. You want a tank for those back buildings, and they want to keep range that way. You have support troops in the back that are going to be alive a lot longer to charge up your Expo or your Inferno Towers and stuff like that. Almost done here. Up next is Echo Sage. She's got the Striking Clone, which summons the Echo who knocks out the nearest enemy or enemies after charging. It doesn't matter what star level an enemy is, she will hit it with 1 shot and knock it out. Now when it says the nearest enemy or enemies, so when you get 1 kill, she goes to 2 stars. When you get 2 kills, she goes to 3 stars. When you get 4 kills, she goes to 4 stars. Once she's at her 4th star stage, she does area damage. So if they have a bunch of troops clumped up together and she goes in for an attack, she's knocking them all out. There's nothing stopping her from doing that. Another thing is which skeletons do count for her level up. And when the skeleton dragon splits, that split does, like if you killed a clone, that does count for her level up. She's just absolutely busted. And kind of the same with her as it is with the Battle Machine. My tip would be build a beefy front line and keep her in the back. Just you want to keep her protected because her time, her charges up varies depending on her star level. So I think it starts at like 9 seconds at level 1, 8 seconds at level 2, 6 seconds at level 3, and then 3 seconds at level 4. So you want to keep her protected, so you probably want to go with the Giant Synergy to be able to take more damage, the Juggernaut to be able to take more damage, the Clan take more damage, anything that's going to keep your troops alive long enough for her to do what she needs to do, and at the same time keeping her alive and not have her being targeted by anything. And last but not least, Dagger Duchess. I have been using her a lot this season. I have just recently swapped back to Spirit Empress. But Dagger Duchess has got the Dagger Donation, where you can, because with this season we have game modes like the Prince's Lance or the Valkyrie's Axe, or I'm pretty sure there's another. Oh yeah, the Fisherman's Hook. It's similar to that, but it's a Dagger Dutch, like her dagger. You equip that to your troop, and it gives that troop increased range and increased attack speed for 8 attacks. So that's crazy. I normally like to play that on my Valkyries or my Musketeers, but early game, it's mainly going on like an Archer or a Skeleton Dragon or a Dart Goblin, just to clean up these early rounds a little quicker. Late game though, like I said, I like to put them on the Valkyrie, Baby Dragons, Wizards. If I get a really high star Knight, I'll put it on the Knight. It does wonders. It is very, very good. Really hard to lose with her. Or even I've recently just started putting it on P.E.K.K.A. So you get a good 2-3 star P.E.K.K.A. and you throw that dagger on. Okay, so this part of the clip is muted because the wind got too bad, but I was explaining why you could put dagger on a P.E.K.K.A. because if you went Superstar Synergy, then you could absolutely wreak havoc with getting the heavy attacks in more often. Alright, that is going to conclude this video. Hopefully what I've told you and tried to teach you with each of these rulers helps you grind out the mode and makes it a more fun for you. I will do a video on Grand Warden once he is released next season, so be looking forward to that. If you guys would rather see an in-depth guide on each of the rulers, I can go ahead and make a video per ruler going in more depth on how I play them and hopefully make it easier for you guys to understand and play them yourselves. But I have been, grinding this mode. I'm pushing gold 3, so I'm hoping I can make it there before the season ends. But if you did enjoy the video, please leave a like, subscribe if you are new, and again, comment down below what your favorite ruler is or your favorite synergy in the game is. Mine at the moment is Goblin. For some reason, I'm just in love with the Goblin synergy. I have been since the very beginning. But with all that being said, we will see you guys in the next one. Peace.